Welcome back to the channel, folks, and to another battle report, and our first game using a list from the new Berlin German. I'm bringing US armour for a change, and Peter's bringing the Berlin Germans. And just like the last game we had, we're going to be using chapters in the battle report. Hopefully the chapters make navigating around the report a lot easier, especially now that we've got a sort of two-stage kind of report, two speeds, so to speak. We've got the full-length turns and just the turn summaries. Now, the last time I did this, I wasn't really thinking end to end. I just thought I'll stick chapters in. I've made this one a lot better. So, you're going to have the intro, just now. You're going to have the army lists. You're going to have mission and deployment. And then there's going to be a chapter which is dedicated to the entire game, where you're going to see movement and all the dice rolling. But then there will be a chapter after that, which has got the turn summary. So once you pass the first three chapters, you're either going to be watching the full game, or if you're looking for a quick game, just going through the turn summaries. And then right at the end, we will have a recap. And that will make navigation a lot easier, so you can just sit and watch the section that you're interested in instead of finding the next chapter. Obvious, I suppose, but sometimes you don't think of the obvious. Anyway, let's get over, have a look at the list, especially see what Peter's brought. Right then, Peter, you've brought what with you today?
I've got from the German Berlin book, I've got a tank training company. All right, so I've got headquarters of a 1 Panther tank, and then in the formation I've got a platoon of 3 Panther tanks, 4 Panzer IVs, and some training Panzer Grenadiers. And then support, I've got 2 there. Panzer Tiger 2s, but there again they're training company support. I've got 3 Vesps, some Scouts, and a wee Observer.
So the Scouts and the Vesps, what are they? Are they just standard veteran types?
Yes, I would need to check that, but the HQ is he's careful.
Careful, confident vet.
Careful, vet. But the formation is aggressive, confident, green.
Right.
So,
but he's got the rule, the
old hand. I'll need to check what that actually does.
Well, basically, if he's within command distance, say the platoon leader, then they can roll their skill checks at his. But that's like sort of tactics kind of skill checks. Mm-hmm. And he's not going to be giving him a 4-up assault, yes, or such likes. Right. So there you go. So there's quite a lot of nasty armour in there, but it's not a huge amount of armour. Yep. So let's go over to my list to see if it's got anything that can actually bash these guys in the front, or if I'm going to be going round the flank all day. Here is a Yank list for today, folks. So it's a very compact formation. You know, it's these late Shermans, so they cost a bit more than your average Sherman. And of course, the soft skills are a lot better. So the formation is HQ, which has got a 75 and then a jumbo. Now, this is going to be a 76 jumbo. It's got a 75 gun on it, but it's a 76 for this game, folks. Then a platoon of late 76s, once again with a jumbo. Then a platoon of 4 Easy 8s. You know, that's like Easy 8 is how to get a really expensive Sherman in your list. But we'll see, you know, this 4-inch move that they get, that means they don't suffer the penalty for the stabilizers, little automatic blitz almost. That could come in quite handy. So that's the core formation, and then backing them up, they've got a battle weary armoured rifle platoon. You know, these are all careful, by the way, I should say. They have a 3-up tactics rating as well, so should be good for blitzing, shooting and scooting, I would imagine. And these guys are also careful, but they are reluctant, though they've got a good rally. So, you know, doing follow me's is going to be difficult for them. Doing counter-attacking is going to be difficult. Last stands. Unpinning though, you know, rallying should be okay. And they've obviously got the half tracks as transport and as mobile machine gun bunkers. Then a battery of 3 priests, fairly standard. These guys are, they're okay, they're not fantastic. They're aggressive, you know, so you've got to think carefully where you put them because they're quite easy to hit, but they're still a very good option, and they have got smoke. I've brushed over these guys, sorry folks. Part of the formation is this good old 3 mortar half-tracks. Once again, they've got smoke. So 2 artillery batteries, 2 smoke bombardments could be very important. And then lastly, the armoured cavalry platoon. Looking a little bit suspicious here because one of them looks like an M20. But, you know, there's a tragic story behind the other Greyhound folks that I won't bore you with. But that's the recon element, and it's quite a good recon element. It's quite hard, you know, hard hitting and mobile. So he's even got a light mortar in it in one of the Jeeps. And these guys can spot for the artillery, as can the infantry and the platoon HQs, company HQ, sorry. So you've got a bit of flexibility and you're observing in the US that you don't get elsewhere. So it's a very compact list. It's got a hell of a lot of 76s, so if it comes up against a gun line, it's going to struggle, you know, because they've got the no HE rule. So there's only one gun in here, which is decent against dug-in infantry even, or guns. But coming up against like Panzer IVs, with an anti-tank 12, front armour 7, going up to 8 at range, they should be able to take care of Panzer IVs. Panthers, front armour 10 now, they're going to struggle. King Tigers, well, forget it. So Panthers, King Tigers, it's got to be side shots. But you know, they're small platoons. They start to take casualties, the platoon starts to become ineffective quite quick. And the core formation isn't very big. So it will run the risk of breaking after just a few casualties. But there you go folks, my US armoured. Now we both chose attack and we rolled free for all, which is the simplest mission in terms of setup and deployment zones and special rules, but can also be a really challenging mission for both players. So looking at the screen, you can see that we have an attacker and a defender. That's determined by the roll of a dice only, and then it's going to be a meeting engagement. So once you've set up, you roll another dice, the highest roll goes first. That player cannot use artillery, planes, and all firing is at moving rate of fire, but only that first player. So you maybe don't want to go first in this game, but otherwise it's a very, very simple game. Both sides set up, face off against each other, everything on the table, but then you've got to somehow hold on and attack at the same time. So it's actually a good test of your list and of your tactics, because you're not just going to be either sitting in a line or trying to batter through at one point. Quite an interesting game, even if it's a simple setup. Now, as this mission has alternate deployment, we're going to show you this and show you the units going down one at a time, so you can maybe get an idea of what we're thinking about as we're placing the units, and you can see our grey matter burning away in the background. So Peter's the attacker. To start with, he is placing his Wesps behind a hill. Artillery is quite often the first choice for when you're placing units in this game, because it doesn't give too much away. And I'm mirroring Peter here at this point, placing my priests behind the hill. We've both put them next to objective 2, which is a good move in this game as well. It gives you a bit of objective cover when you don't have a lot of units to use elsewhere, but we'll need to be using observers because we're behind the hill. Next for Peter, the King Tigers. He's not going to hold them back to see where I'm putting my tanks. He's just going to say, right, here they are, right in the middle of the table. You can see just about everything. You're now going to have to deal with them, Frank. My next unit is going to be my infantry, because I know they're going to be sat on the objective down there in the right hand corner by the wood. I'm going to be digging them in, not going to put them in a half track. Keeping them in a half track is a good option if you want to be aggressive. It's also a good option to keep them safe from artillery, because you don't have to reroll successful saves if you're under repeat bombardments and you're inside half tracks. But if you need to cover the objective, get out your half tracks and dig in, it can be tricky because you might not dig in. These guys are careful I'm going to place him there with the half tracks at the back available to move or give cover and fire. I'm going to dig them in and just take any pain from bombardments. Peter's next unit is also going to be infantry. He is going to put them in the town there, as you can see, and he's going to keep them in their half tracks. So he is planning to be aggressive with his infantry. Unlike me, he is going to keep them in the half tracks away from an objective so he can push up through that town, which is actually really good cover for him because it's hard for me to get any kind of line of sight on him. And next you can see I'm putting my mortars on the table. It's a bit of an exposed position. They are kind of visible to everybody, but they've got a 40-inch range. I want to be able to affect the whole table, so a central position is good for that. Whereas if they were off to one side out of line of sight, they would have difficulty seeing things and also difficulty in actually reaching the whole table. Next for Peter, to protect that objective by the hill, he's going to be placing his Panzer IVs, keeping them back from the tree line more than 2 inches away so that he knows they're not going to be vulnerable straight away in turn 1. Then I'm placing my scouts out pretty much in the open, which is a wee bit risky at the start, but there's not a great deal of line of sight because of the wood that's right in front of them, the town off to the left, and then they're gone to ground over any shots coming in from the right. So place them in the middle and then probably head off towards that town. I reckon they could be a good counter to the infantry in the half tracks. Next for Peter is his own scout troop, and they're just going to hang back around the hill. It's a similar kind of deployment move to my own really. They could be good against my infantry. Now I'm going to place my Easy 8s. I'm going to put them behind the hill next to the priests. They're in a good position on the hill to use their 4-inch move, their free move that they get for their smooth ride or whatever the rule is called these days. They can move up onto the hill, negate any cover out there in the ground in front of them, and then be hitting things a lot easier. Remember, Peter's army in the main is aggressive and easily hit. Next up for Peter is his Panther platoon. He's placing them on the objective so they're there for a bit of cover if needed. You don't know how the game's going to develop, so they're on the objective already, but they've also got a 40-inch range, remember, so they can reach far out from that objective, and they're in a position to move into the centre of the table and, if necessary, get an attack on themselves. Now to finish up, it's a little bit out of sight, but on the bottom right hand corner I have got my 76 Sherman platoon and my HQ. They're going behind the wood to try to stay hidden, but be in a position to move up the flank of the table for either flanking shots or an attack on the objective. And then Peter is going to place his commander in a position to support his heavy tanks and his Panthers beside the objective. And then he's got a observer to place, and that's going to go in the field near the top right there, that's already got a King Tiger in it, and then we're good to go. Right folks, deployment is over, so this is a meeting engagement, so we need to roll off to see who's actually going to go first. I'm going first, right, so that means everything of mine is at moving rate of fire, which for a Sherman with stabilisers is the same anyway. No bombardments, but then maybe I can try and position myself to keep away from them, or maybe I just keep my head down. We'll come back and see at the end of turn 1. Turn 1. US turn 1 movement is starting with my scouts moving off to behind the church, so I'm leaving the mortar in place so I can do some observing and potentially fire the mortar, but I doubt it very much, just really as an observer. Then on the other side of the table I'm going to start moving up my armour, being careful that I don't stick my nose out too far so that the King Tigers have a line of sight on me straight away. So the 76s are staying back a bit so they're not going into the open ground. And then a couple of mortars from the infantry are going to move up, a couple of bazookas rather, to give some support to the advance. Okay folks, US turn 1 shooting. It's only really going to be the HQ moving up. They've got line of sight on the end Sherman there. One of them's got concealment and one doesn't. Now, you know, if you can, with area terrain like woods and so on, you've got to be completely concealed by it to get the benefit of the cover. That's just a line of tall trees. It's not a wood, it's not a template as such. It's the same as a tall wall. So as far as we're concerned, one of them is concealed and one's in the open. So the one that's in the open is in 76. So 3 normally,
4 for range,
and then 5 for stabilisers. So that's 1 for 76. Now with the same, 60 sorry, for the 75, the ordinary Sherman, because of concealment. No, so 1 hit, anti-tank 12 against your front armour, 6 going up to 7. Oh, you've saved it, that's not right. Right, so that is going to be it for shooting for this turn, because no bombardments from me with the meeting engagement. German turn 1 movement, and Peter starts off with a blitz move, a 5-up blitz move for the Panzer IVs, and oh dear for me, he manages to get it. So they take up position in the tree line. And then he's seeing my advance on that side, so the King Tigers are going to react. They don't have a good line of sight, they're just going to dash over towards the tree line too. You can see the scouts have moved out from behind the hill and beside where the King Tigers are. They can progress down towards my infantry if required. And then the Panthers are going to sidle over a little. He's been a wee bit reactive to me here just at the start of the game. They're just going to edge over to join the King Tigers. The infantry are going to move into the town, staying inside their half tracks for protection against my artillery and to stay mobile. So, German turn 1 shooting, Peter, what are you going to do?
This platoon here is going to shoot, split between the HQ and these guys, I think. In fact, no, they're just going to all shoot at these 2 guys. Or
you'll be able to see most of them from all your guys.
So it'll be 4, 5 for range.
5.
And there's some concealment, so it's 2 of them maybe.
Yeah, actually, I suppose, yeah.
So
2 of them on 5s, 2 of them on 6s.
Right, so the 2 on 5s, 2 hits, and then 2 and 6s. No,
okay, so you don't want to stick it on the jumbo.
No, it was this platoon.
And they got a jumbo.
Oh, they got a jumbo, right?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
So I'll try mistaken target. Oh, for goodness sake, here we go. Right. When I've been using my Yanks lately against Panzer IVs, and at long range, the only thing can happen is a 1 or a 2. I've been rolling 1s or 2s the whole time. So, who are you going to go for? Targets. I'll just get that away.
Well, the one that's not the one at the front that's not the
right.
jumbo.
So that one and
this one at the back.
Right. So the front guy, see, gets a 1. The guy at the back gets a 2. So 2 chances to kill.
The front.
Dead. And dead. Oh no, this could be a short game, folks. Right. This is an absolute nightmare. It's the exact same problem I had with Ian's game. I couldn't roll above a
1 or a 2 or a 3.
I couldn't roll above a 2 again. I couldn't even pass my 3-up skill checks. Right, next up.
Right, so let's go for the Panthers here. Right. The HQ, go for HQ first. So they're going to shoot at your mortars.
Right, the mortars, folks, are just behind down here. So they've got to ground, long range, careful, needing 7s.
Right, okay, first attempt. No. Okay, and then I don't know whether they've both got a shot.
I think they've probably both.
Maybe.
Yeah, no, I think you're okay.
So again, 7s. No. And then this guy can't. We can maybe see the infantry. Is it worthwhile shooting at them?
Well, you might as well roll a dice. You can get a shot off. The Zooks are moving up.
Yeah, let's go for that. So that'll be. They move, but they're long range, concealed.
6s.
6s, right. So no.
Right.
The artillery, I think, will try and range in your mortars.
Right, okay, I'm just going to shift this just so it's nice and clear where the mortars are, folks. Okay, so you'll need a 4 to range in because, well, in fact, you might be able to get an aiming point. It's not got terrain under it. Yeah, you can, if you push it back a wee bit.
So they are veterans, the Vesps. What's the.
So you have 3 to range in.
Observer.
Well, Observer will be veteran as well.
Do not cover that.
No, so you can put it back here.
All right, so just threes.
Yeah.
Threes. The first attempt. Nope. Second attempt. Second attempt.
Right, so on fives.
Fives. Let's see that there. So 1, 2, 3. Nope. And I think that's all my shooting. I will. Can I try a
Shoot scoop?
Shoot scoop with these
Yeah.
guys? But was that against 5? Was it?
It'll be a 5, yeah. No, but don't worry because I can't move forward. Not with half my platoon dead.
Right. Okay.
Turn 2. US turn 2 movement, folks. So I am going to cut my losses on the right there, making space behind the wood by moving the half tracks. My armour is going to pull back. I was hoping to push up that flank, use the train station for cover and get an attack on the objective, but with the King Tigers and the Panzer IVs were quite healthy and seem to be quite deadly up there, I'm going to have to pull back and go defensive there. But there is an option for some side shots on the King Tigers using my Easy 8, so I need to pass a blitz to do this, but I manage it. That will allow me to move 2 up into positions to get flank shots, but it's still going to be long range. It's still not going to be an easy prospect to hit them, but you know, I've got to try and play aggressive here, come out and mess it up and take what opportunities for flank shots come my way. Elsewhere there's not much happening. A little tiny adjustment for my scout troops, and the bazookas, both bazookas are now in the little hut which is down from the train station. US turn 2 shooting, so things are getting desperate. I'm already looking to get flank shots on King Tigers to try and stay in the game. So there's 2 tanks that have got flank shots. The other ones had to dash to get themselves out of line of sight of the Panthers without, you know, the Panthers being forced to make a move. So 2 Easy 8s, long range, against aggressive guys is normally going to be a 5, but the stabilisers puts up to a 6. So I get 1. So any tank 12, your side armour will go up to 9.
9.
Yeah, you're fine. So my artillery is going to try and range in on this building to try and catch the half tracks, right? So 3, 2. Oh dear. The mortars will try and do the same. Right, they've done it at least. Right, so I should be able to get, so I'll just roll 4. That's 1.
1 hit.
3 2s. Right, so the worst that can happen is a bailout. You're fine. And that's going to be it for me, folks. German turn 2 movement. It's going to be about getting as many guns as possible onto my Easy 8s. The Panzer IVs are going to stay put. King Tigers turn their turrets. The Panthers are going to try and move over. They're not all going to get shots on the Easy 8s, but there's half tracks, mortar half tracks down there too. The scouts are going to move up behind the railway station, and the infantry are just going to dodge back on that road on the far left there. Dodge back out of the template from the mortars, though it's not a big threat to them. And the scouts, they're just going to advance up the table. There you go, behind the railway station.
German turn 2, like shooting. I'm going to start at this side and move this way. So the Pz IVs, I think maybe one of them certainly got a shot at the guys in the building.
If you wanted to, you could fire more than 1.
Maybe two, but they'll be long range. So be
6s.
6s.
You can use your MGs, but have it bulletproof cover.
I'll reuse the main gun.
Oh dear. Well, I rolled a 6 at 1.
And then the other 2 will shoot at the guys over here, so that'll be the 7s, yeah. So again, main guns. One possible. Oh, it was going to be a 6. So the King Tigers are going to return fire on these guys.
6s.
So 4 shots needing, just needing a 6 or 2, a few 6s.
6s and then straight to firepower.
Oh, 1 6.
Still, that's smart. I just don't have that many tanks.
Go on.
Hey, which one are you going for?
Let's just go for. Can I see them all?
Mm-hmm.
Just go with the one closest. No, I'll go.
I'll try and straight target. 6. I'll put it on him. Right, so just always hop around. Nice indeed. Right, next.
Next would be
Two Panthers.
Two Panthers. I think he's the.
Yeah, I reckon you've still got. Oh, well, maybe not actually.
Maybe not because you.
Yeah, because I got him.
One.
So
just this one.
Yep, needing a 6 again.
6. He moved right, so no. So then we shall
Go here.
with this platoon.
Who's the HQ?
HQ's there.
HQ, right? Okay, so the other the platoon. So one moved and one was stationary in the platoon. Sorry, that's going to be shooting.
This one moved, but he's actually moved out of
6 inches. I think you're all right.
Yeah, he's all right. So he's going to have a shot at the.
So, what have you seen? I've got line of sight.
Yeah,
You can get one at the end there.
just no, I don't think so. No.
All right, okay. So one then looking for a 6. Straight to firepower. Oh, happy.
So that was. That was him.
Yeah.
So and he can't see. So these two will have to shoot at your half tracks.
Let's see. So 36. He's out of range. He's in range of 1. The other guy can go for infantry though. Oh no, I did 40. I'm thinking of my own guns. Right, okay, you're
So
for
they're
60.
concealed in long range.
Yeah.
One didn't move.
Both of them didn't
Both
move.
of them. No. Only I think we will.
Oh, repeat the bombardment.
Repeat bombardment.
Down on these guys. So 3 dice to hit them.
2.
Right. We'll chase those two, the bail one. So that one and then that one. Oh, for goodness sake, right. Chance to kill. He's dead. And he's dead. Oh no, he is dead because there are 3 up. So that's just got 1 bailed left.
Right. And that's me finished.
Any shooting and scooting?
I'll try and shoot and scoot the King Tigers.
Right. 5 up.
No.
No, but they're still safe. Panzer IVs or your Panthers, are you going to shoot and scoot them at all?
Yeah, the Panthers.
Right.
The Panther platoon.
I'll do it.
Just,
So the 2 that didn't move.
I'll just move over.
And is that it?
That's it, yes.
Right. Turn 3. So my starting step, I have got to do a remount and a last stand. So don't remount, I'll double check, but I'm sure they are reluctant, and that is going to be runaway whatever happens, so it's academic. US turn 3 movement, and it's going to be another lesson in the art of runaway. So the Easy 8 said he's going to dash, get himself back behind that hill and say, oh no, 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 big scary monsters out there. And apart from that, the only real movement is going to be the scouts are going to move over to the left to get shots on the now visible half tracks. Apart from that, everyone else is going to be keeping their heads down. So German turn 3 shooting. I think it's pretty much just going to be over here, folks, because I'm not going to hide. Unfortunately, I can't seem to roll the basic saves, and then the big stuff's getting line of sight me now that I can't save against. So my tanks are going to have to hide. In the meantime, my artillery and my scouts will have a go at these guys here. So I'm going to start with the Greyhounds, 50 cals. That'll be 4 dice.
Just doing 3s.
Looking for 3s. Right, 3 hits. So 1 each. I won't target the commander, or let me think. Whatever one has got the Shrek in it, I'll target that plus 2 full ones.
Oh, he's got Shrek.
Right. So you can try mistaking target.
Yeah, so try and mistaking target off that. So you get 3 hits.
So you do. Yeah. So that's just going to go on to
1, 2, 3.
Right. Okay. So
this one, the front armour is what's it?
Front armour. I think it's 1 all round, isn't it?
It's 1-1, yes.
Yeah. So it's 1 all round, but it happens. So front 1 is potential bail.
This one.
It's fine.
And then the other one.
It's fine. He's fine. He's fine. That isn't even hurt you. So the VMG cheap will be having a go as well. And that'll be another 3 hits.
Is that a 50 cal or is that
just the MGs? So the worst that can happen here is a bail. So just roll 3 dice and I'm not too fussed which one it goes on. It would have been fired at the same time and you're fine. So I'm going to try and range them with my artillery. They can...
What about this guy?
No, that was it. They get 2 dice each on the move. 5 dice later they finally range in. So that's kind of at the back there. I'll get all 4.
It's heading in 4s, is
Yeah.
it?
So 3 without a Shrek, 1 with. So 2 saves for ordinary half tracks. Fine. And then 1 with a Shrek. It's fine. And that is going to be it for me, folks, unfortunately. German turn 3 movement. So the infantry are doing a hokey cokey there, moving back and forward in the town to get themselves out of line of sight and out of artillery templates and such likes. Then the Panthers, they're going to start progressing up the middle of the table. It's apparent that any moves I am making are resulting in instant death, so Peter's going to have to come get me because I am not really able to come get him in this situation. And if we both just sit there, then we're both going to lose. So Panthers are moving up along with the HQ. So it's a general advance. The King Tigers moving forward, backed up by Panzer IVs and by the scouts who are going to move out to the side of the railway station. So there's going to be lots of shots coming in against half-tracks, infantry and such likes, even if he doesn't have any tanks to target and he's got to wear down my defences on the objective beside the railway.
Yeah, we're starting shooting, right, so I sat over here and they're going to shoot at the infantry.
Right, so you're looking for 6s because I'll be going to ground now.
So they moved. So the machine guns will have 3 shots.
Yeah.
So 3 machine guns. No, and then the other ones
2
will be
each?
two each, yes. And prioritise that.
That's okay.
The Pz IVs. They're going to shoot at the half tracks, I think. So he might be able to shoot through there. I think he's got a shot through there.
Yeah, I think you're fine. So they're looking for just 5 for range.
For range. No. And this guy, I don't think he's got a shot. Well,
He can go for it.
shoot. Yeah, he can go for the.
I go for the hut.
Yeah.
That'll do.
He's alright. Fine. The King Tigers. Do you think he's got 1 shot?
Yeah.
Concealed shot,
Front
long
King
range.
Tiger can get a priest, but they're aggressive, remember, so just 5s.
5, so. No. The other one, the shot, so he's just going to shoot at the half tracks again.
I reckon he can.
It's maybe over that wall, I don't think.
The back half, it's behind the wall.
So.
7.
No. Panthers, they all moved. The HQ at the half tracks. It's long.
So the 7 again.
No.
And the other ones, did they not dash the other ones?
Yes. In fact, no, he didn't dash. They had a. Yes, they did. They did dash. In fact, he dashed as well. So.
Right. Okay. Artillery.
Artillery. I'll need to. What am I going to range in? What can I see? I think I'm going to have to. I don't think I can. No, I don't think I can get close enough because of that wood there. So I need to go for the infantry, I think.
You might as well. Aye. We were looking at the priests there, folks, but they're a bit too far behind with the hill. So you're going to try and clobber some infantry.
Yes.
You can get it anywhere in here without terrain. So let's see if you range in first.
So I think 3. Yeah. So
The seat's burning and everything's falling off it. Right, depends what you want to get most of, right? Let's let me see. So there, that will get you 2 Zooks, a light machine gun,
yeah, that was
3 ordinary guys.
So
But then over here could get you 2 Zooks, a mortar, a light machine gun, 3 ordinary guys, and a half track.
Yes, we'll go for that then. So
Right.
it's just as that and him then.
Yeah.
So what have we got then? What?
Mortar.
Mortar. Is it in a 4?
Right. On the guy.
Yep.
Light machine gun.
Yep.
Sook.
Nope.
Sook.
Yep.
Command.
Nope.
An ordinary guy.
Nope.
And a half track.
Nope. No.
I'll chuck it in the tray.
Well,
Right. So the half track, of course, rolls a 1.
so it's a 3 up.
So he's a corner. Oh, sure. So slightly. Right. This suit. There we go. Rolls a 2. Just do fat power. We'll not be able to keep track. This machine gun. Guy to the front.
Yeah.
And the mortar. That Zook is what you want to be getting because you're a tank force.
And that's me done.
Turn 4. Starting step for turn 4. These guys have got a rallying to do. And they don't. And I think that's it for starting step, so over to movement. US turn 4 movement. So I'm feeling very cautious. Nothing seems to be working, and every time I stick my neck out it gets cut off, so I'm just keeping everything as hidden as possible, including just tucking things a little bit more behind the woods or behind the hill, because avenues of sight are opening up as the Panthers and King Tigers move forward. And I'm also going to take my priests and move them behind the wood in the bottom left corner, because they're aggressive and they can be seen around the hill that they are sitting on just now. So move them round there, out of sight. My scouts are just messing about because I really don't know what to do with them yet. Jimmy turn 4 then, folks. Normally we would be moving on to shooting at this point, but I'm not going to be doing any. I cannot stick my head out because I'll just get slaughtered. So I'm just waiting. The priests, I've even moved the priests. They've gone behind that wood. They may do a smoke bombardment at some point of the game, but I'm just going to try and get them in as mobile guns. Because everything is armoured, and then, you know, it's like, I might force a bail here and there, it might happen, but if they stay where they are, they're going to get picked off by King Tigers. So I'm moving them. These guys, you know, just edged a little, and they've just edged a little, so Peter's going to have to come get me, and no point in firing the infantry. That'll just expose them to even more danger. They're underneath that template now, so they're going to be in trouble, but they'll just have to sit there and take the pain. So a very, very boring US turn 4. German turn 4, and Peter is making a very strong move against the objective on the hill. The Panthers are moving up, and the infantry are going to come up through the town to support them. Now, on the other side of the table, he's going to move his King Tigers in a way that will deliberately expose their flanks to my hill, in the hope that I am going to come up onto the hill to try and get flank shots, and then the Panthers will deal with whatever I've got on the hill. So it's a very bold and aggressive move, and the King Tigers can put fire down into the objective by the railway, and the Panzer IVs, you can see, are moving up to support them, so he has got some good options on the go.
German turn 4.
Shooting.
Okay. We'll start with the scouts. They'll again shoot over here. The machine gun heading in 4, 5, 6s. No hits. And then the other one, I think,
Cannons.
They get 3 each now because they didn't move. No hits. The Pz IVs will shoot at they'll shoot at the infantry.
Clear this nest out.
Yes, 6. 4 with the main guns.
4 main guns.
Oh, no hits. May as well shoot something.
They dashed, eh?
They did, so they can't shoot. Yes,
right, but you've got your artillery.
Yes, artillery.
So first guy.
So, hitting on 4s.
Yep.
Nope. Yep. Nope. Yep. Any others? One more. Nope.
Right, so the light machine gun. Chance to get him. He's a gunner. Then the commander. Chance to get him. He's a gunner. So who am I going to replace? Let me think. but because of who's died, so I think I'll have to bring him back to there. Right, so that's shooting for this side.
I think that's going to be all my shooting because I can't really see anything.
Oh, there's a jeep, hold on. Right, so the Panthers.
They all dashed, so it was just with this
right. So just do your NG dice against it.
So just is it 3?
Be 4 dice.
Concealed, is it? Concealed?
Yeah, concealed on the ground, 60s.
No. And that's me.
Right. Any shooting and scouting? I don't think there is. Everybody moved really.
Yeah.
Well, apart from your scouts, I don't know if you watch shooting and scouting.
No.
Right. Turn 5. US turn 5 starting step. Do these guys rally? No, of course they don't. US turn 5 movement. So first of all, it's probably the wrong move, but with the help of a blitz, I'm going for a bit of a suicide charge with my greyhounds. Get around the side with an anti-tank 7 against side armour 5 on a Panther. Might be worth a go. You never know. My infantry, I would like to get them unpinned because they could be a real nuisance for Peter just now, but they won't unpin. So I'm just going to manoeuvre my tanks, a couple of them anyway, the HQ, to get shots on the scout troop and maybe take a bit of pressure off my infantry in the hope that I can finally get them unpinned. I'm shooting this turn. These guys are in short range of one of these half tracks, so you're concealed, so you're careful with the stabilisers on these 6s. It's called, unfortunately. Oh, it's a 6. Right, so I've targeted him. So
can I say that? Not really.
No, and I don't think you want to put it on a 20 mil, do you?
No.
Right. So, oh, I've actually killed something, folks. So he's dead.
Yeah, you've got some smoke.
Now, a crazy attack by the greyhounds, but 7 against 5, you know, and in the past my favourite was losing my Panthers to Stuart, so it's the same kind of idea, but do I go for them or do I go for... I'll tell you what, I'm going to try and range in my artillery on your half tracks first. I can see them from the mortar jeep, right? Oh, sorry. First attempt fails because these guys don't like to range in, that would be just bad manners. Third attempt. So that will be enough to get all of them.
Yeah.
Where am I going to put it? Quite be able to see it. So it's probably going to be a bit there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You're fine.
Are they both greyhounds or are they?
They're both greyhounds. Unfortunately, there's a story behind that, but for another day. Something went wrong. So the greyhounds, they go, what the hell? The greyhounds will go for your Panthers. They're both hit, so it's got to be these ones. Because they're too close.
So they're 5 at the side?
Yeah.
5, and what's your anti-tank?
7.
7, so go for this one.
You're fine. And you're fine. And then this is using its machine guns. One potential bail there, so you're fine. And that's it, folks. Unfortunately, I've killed a half track and thrown away my recon to try and stay in the game. So, another very short turn for me. German turn 5 movement. Peter has decided to keep the Panthers where they are to deal with the greyhounds. He's taken his scouts out of line of sight of my advancing Shermans, and the King Tigers, with the help of some cross checks, they are going to edge over towards the objective by the hill whilst keeping an eye on my flanking platoon.
German turn 5 shooting. We'll start at this end. The Panther 4s will shoot. What will they shoot at? Yeah, we'll shoot at the half tracks, the ones that can. So I think maybe it's only those 3 that can see them.
Well, 2 of them are in the open.
Right, so they'll fire the main gun.
They'll fire 5s.
5s. Nope.
And then one of them, again, I'll be concealed on the ground, so 7s.
Nope.
And another one is going to go for
the
Go for that.
That's within short range, so...
Yeah. 60s.
That's one hit.
They're taking a lot of hits, those guys.
They're saving well. They're saving well.
Artillery.
Artillery, yeah, how many got left? So,
This mortar.
Yep.
Ordinary guy. Zook. Hold a second. Command. Everybody. Right, so the mortar. Oops, sorry, he's away. See if you kill him. Ordinary guy.
Okay.
Zook.
Yep.
And then platoon command.
No.
I'm glad because I'm running out of places to put him. So that was a light mortar away.
They both.
The King Tigers.
Well, he tried to cross, so he
But you were dashing when you tried to cross.
well, right.
So you're going to go for them too?
Yes, so I'll do the platoon.
Do the platoon first, yeah.
Do the platoon. So,
This is awkward.
so 4 shots.
That's okay. Right,
Or
so
should I? Well, yeah.
4 shots looking for
Fours.
4s. Right, so that's 1 hit each.
1 hit each.
So firepower. Firepower. And then I'll do a save for him. So he's still alive for what that's worth.
And then so the HP will do some machine guns then.
At the Jeep.
Yeah.
Right.
So it was 4. Was it 4?
4 dice.
We're taking 4s.
Right, for saves. See the corner. I'll put smoke down in a minute.
And I think that's everything, isn't it?
Turn 6. US turn 6 starting step. I've got a couple of things. First of all, they have got a rally. Can't roll above a 2. He's got a last stand. That'll do it. I'm sure for recon, I'll double check it, but 5 up is probably fine. And on to movement. US turn 6. So I've been waiting long enough for something to develop in my favour and it's not really happening. I'd like to get those infantry moving to support any potential attack. But what I'm going to do is move up on the right, and at the same time the hill over on the left, I'm going to use my little 4-inch move with the Easy 8s and get in a position to shoot the King Tigers in the flank. I'm going to be using smoke to cover those poor little tanks that are sitting there, and both the HQ and the survivors, the 2 survivors of the other platoon, are going to move up on the right. There's 2 jumbos in there, so that might do in my favour, and I'm going to use terrain as much as possible to cover me from the Panthers and the Tigers. That's on the right hand side. If I had my infantry with me, I'd feel a lot better, but I'll make a push on there and see if by some miracle I can hold on the left. I'll start with a smoke bombardment.
Unpin the...
Are they never unpinned? Right, okay, so smoke. I shall figure this out in a second, folk, but I'm going to place it in such a way that I can, just to keep the game going, see them but not be seen by them. Then these I've used a smooth ride, whatever the hell they call it these days, to get shots down at King Tigers, but I cannot get to short range. So it's going to be 6 dice looking for 4s, because they're aggressive. Dice rage. Dice rage. It's a waste of time. Folks, this whole game, the last few games to be honest, have just been like this. I mean, this is just pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic. There was a very small chance of actually getting kills there, but it might have happened because the guys are going to be side armour 9 at range, but there you go. I think that's it for my turn. I'll put the smoke down and we'll go over.
I've got some.
I'm going to use my pretty stuff. German turn 6 movement. So after they've finished laughing at my fantastic dice rolling, the Panthers are moving through and around the smoke screen. The smoke screen's forced them to move. That's the most advantage I could have hoped for from there. The King Tigers will stay put and shoot. the Panzer Grenadiers are moving up behind the smoke screen in their half tracks. The Panzer IVs are going to move behind the tree line, so they're out of line of sight just now, ready to protect that objective against any possibility that I might sneak something on that side. And the Wefts are going to get themselves around the far side of the hill from me to stop me getting a sweep around there and line of sight on them.
Sherman turn 6 shooting. So what have we got then? Let's go with the Panthers first.
Panther platoon, okay, 3 shots on 5s.
5s. 1 hit.
1 firepower.
Bailed.
Which one are you going for?
This guy, alright. And then the King Tigers.
4 shots on 6s. 2.
2 hits. Just
2 firepowers.
1 and 1 bailed. And then that's it.
You've got a couple of shots.
So it'll be 2 shots, 4
4 shots from those scouts hitting my bazookas.
6s.
Can't move.
No.
No, nothing. Right, and then another side you're just gathering around there, so no shooting.
Yes.
Turn 7. US turn 7 movement, so I'm just going to keep pushing on up. Try to see if I can get something started on that objective. On the hill, try and just hope that my jumbos can lead the way. And then infantry, some of them are going to go for the King Tiger, so I'm going to leave some infantry on the objective and move other ones up in the direction of the King Tiger along with the HQ, and then the infantry that have been taking all those hits in the hut are going to be able to get some shots back at the scouts. Then using my priests as gun tanks, as I was thinking, they're going to move out to get some shots. I was trying to get side shots on the Panthers, but it wasn't happening, so I'm just going to move them out to try and shoot up some half tracks. Now these Yates on the hill are going to do what they are really good at, which is in a knife fight, so to speak, is just taking a quick move round the flank of those Panthers on the hill. Right, turn 7 shooting from the Yanks. So starting with this platoon here, he can only see him, so he's going to go for him.
Would you get concealment from the...
Yeah, I would say you're towards the back end of that. So it'll be 3s going up to 4s going up to 5s. Oh, I've caught. Focus this tail level. No, believe it or not, folks, I've missed again. The other guy can just shoot them in the open and he gets 1 hit. So I want to put it on to that guy's within it.
No.
Right, okay, you can if you want to do a mistaken target.
Do I want to do that? Yeah, let's put it on to him.
You do, and then you save.
Oh, no.
Bailed out, of course. Right, the other platoon's going to have a go, and it's got a mixture of 76s and 75s, so there'll be no concealment. I'll be targeting the guys on the flat, so the 76...
1 hit. 2 hits.
76 is missed. And the 75 is hit twice.
Oh, of course, because they moved.
So I'll stick it on these two.
So this guy, possible, and the other guy. So 1 dead.
Really poor returns, folks. I mean, these guys are aggressive. They should be getting clobbered quite easily. And I just cannot roll to save myself. So next, just out of sight, a couple of bazookas are going for the scouts. Get 1 hit, so it's going to go straight to firepower.
Okay.
Right, so one of those scouts is gone. And then just behind them, 50 cals, etc. are going to have a go. So there'll be 4 dice from 50 cals. That'll be 2 hits. And then the MGs managed to get 3 hits. So 2 save for 50 cals first. So that's going to be 1 potential bail.
So that goes up to 5, so that's potential bail, is it? And that's the...
No, there's only 4, aren't they? Anti-tank.
Are they alright?
5 power 5, 5 tank 4. So 1 potential bail, and then you got 3. Was it from
3 of them from
MGs? Right. So potential bail from the MG first. Oh, he's bailed, and then the 50 caliber. So he just bailed.
bail.
1 mad Piet. Missed, of course. Right. Okay, so over here, folks, I've got 4 shots in the open.
3s.
Looking for 3s because I don't want to suffer the penalty. Because they only moved 4. Yay! So I can't see the other one for the platoon.
So 2 each.
2 each straight to 5 power because it's on your side. So the nearest and then the other one. So they're both gone. And then the priests are going to shoot at your half tracks. So one can only see 1. That's not going to bother them. And then the other 2 manage to get 2 hits because it's short range, I think.
Are they slow firing?
Yeah. These guys are aggressive.
Okay.
So 2 hits.
Nice save it.
That one and that one you can try and mistake. Oh, wait a minute. Mistake target ain't going to make a difference to the save. You can try, you can't save it because it's 9 against your 1. So I want to, that guy's got a Shrek A, so I want to get him plus that 1.
Well, can I try and
Yep.
swap the Shrek?
No. So 5 power. Yep. Yep.
So this one, he's got HQ in it,
Right.
and the Shrek. So the Shrek survives, and then this one here's destroyed as well.
Yeah.
So he's got 2 guys. Is that right?
Yes. 2 other guys and the rest, yeah. One away.
One away.
So there'll be 2 bases infantry, or 1 Shrek, 1 base infantry put out there. And I've actually killed something, folks. I can surrender now. Right. I think there has to be a mad assault though, just in case. You never know. It's worth it because there's nothing's got to plan. So why not try to do something daft? So here I'm going to assault. So you're going to get defensive fire from him.
One.
Yep.
So I mean, is it
4 dice.
4 dice.
Looking for 4s.
2.
So it's going to be 1 each. So the Zook and the other guy. So I'm still alive. So the Zook hitting you gets a hit. The other guy, for what it's worth, it's not important, misses. So side armour 8 against hack attack 10.
8.
You're fine. So now you've got to motivate to.
Oh, I'm not got very good motivation. It's a 4.
The confident, that's right, yeah.
Yeah. No.
Right,
So break
now
off.
just move him up that way and then move him back. So just outside 6.
And then 6.
And then I'll consolidate. Right, so there you go, I've killed something, folks. It might keep the game alive for a bit. And there might be something going on at this hill as well. So it's just good to actually hit something. Way!
Sherman turn 7.
Starting step.
Starting step. So we've got some. Let's try it here. So try and bail him back in. No, he's not in. See where he hangs around.
Yeah, last stand. He does.
Yes. And then this guy. See whether he gets back in.
He does.
He does. We'll go over here then. So he passed the last stand. So it'll be.
Is he within 6? Get that quick.
Doesn't look like it. I think that's more than 6. Yeah. Yeah.
Let me see. Hold on. No, you're within 6. So get a reroll for your last stand.
Well, what? Let me just check what they are. Their confidence is 4.
Right.
4 up. So.
They do it. Then these guys.
So that would be a bit bail. So they'll be. Their confidence, so it's 4. Again, it's 4 up. But
Right.
are they within?
Well, I think you probably are.
You know,
You can keep moving forward and then Faust the living daylights out of me. So is that it for starting step?
I think so, yes.
German turn 7 movement. So first of all, Peter's debussed his infantry and he's going to move them in a minute. Over by the objective on the hill, he's decided that the Wesps are going to have to become gun tanks just like my priests. And that can often happen in this mission, folks. You quite often end up using things the way they're not intended because you don't necessarily have enough to cover everything. So they're going to come out to help support those Panzer IVs. The surviving Panther has moved up onto the hill to fire down in the open against my Easy 8s. The infantry, the Panzer Grenadiers, have debussed, moving 1 Shrek and 2 Faust teams over onto my flank. So that's looking pretty grim. And the HQ Panther is also going to move out from the wood successfully to get shots. So there's 2 Panthers and lots of infantry anti-tank weapons there. The question Peter has now got on his mind is, where does the King Tigers go? Do they support the attack against my objective, or are they going to go help defend Peter's objective? So Peter has decided that they're going to go defensive.
Okay, German turn 7. Shooting. So let's so these 3 all moved. Concealment from the hill. So that, and they're slow moving, slow firing. So these are 4s, 5, 6s.
Yeah. 6s are no obstacle to you. Right, I reckon you can only see
that guy.
So he's going to have to take both. Right, that's 1 chance to bail, 1 chance to kill.
So the bail.
It's bailed.
Bailed and kill. Oh, sorry.
It's bailed, but
double bailed.
It's okay.
Double bailed. That was a shame.
To be honest, getting a couple of hits was good going.
And then this guy. So they're gonna have to shoot at him, aren't they?
It's him or Jumbos. But if you shoot at him, you pick a tank within 8 inches. I cannot use mistaken target. Otherwise, I'm potentially going to. I've got a Jumbo in the platoon anyway. It's not looking ideal, but he's limited what he can see. You can see 2 Jumbos and a bailed out 75.
But Panzer IVs, do they are smoke?
No.
No. Well, that's no, I wouldn't bother looking.
So just fire him. You might as well shoot him against the bailed out 75.
So
2 dice from him, because I've got to do him separate. The guy on the hill.
Right, so is that just 4s, or is that?
You'll be looking for 4s. I would say we're both. We're both concealed from each other actually. Cause right, 5s.
5s.
No.
Nope.
And the other ones, now you've got options here of going for Jumbos in the open, or the 75 in cover and holding on the hill.
Yes, go for it.
Right, so you need 5s.
5.
2. So that's going to go in that platoon. I'm going to try and use my. Right, because you've targeted my HQ, I can elect to join.
He's within 8.
Okay, one of them's got to go on him then. Nah, and the other one. Oh, I don't have to roll for him actually, it's fine. Right, 5 power. He's a goner. Now you're going to be using your King Tigers down the road.
Yes.
So 1 shot on a 5 and 1 on a 6.
Yep, so we'll go for the 6 first.
Right.
Oh, I should have gone away.
Well.
5. No, oh, look at that.
Right.
Just 1 each.
Right, so over here you've got.
So.
We don't want to do first.
We're going to do him first.
Right, so 1 shot on a 4.
4.
Oh. That's a 2 rolled, sorry, let's get that over here.
Oh. 2 rolled, so, and then I go for the other Panther.
Right, so because you're flying through the smoke, you're looking for 5, sorry. No. Right, and then you've got. Oh dear.
So.
2 Faust and a Shrek, and they can. Yeah. So the Faust. Right, okay, let's. Right, okay, so.
So the.
5 normal, 4 normally, 5 for slow moving. So do that one first.
Right.
Nope, then that one. And then do him. He's got a hit, right? So which one are you going for?
It'll have to be him, I think.
What, put it on him?
No, that's...
Yeah, you got to put it on him.
Yeah.
Right, so do firepower. Bailed out, but you'll be able to assault me and clobber me. There won't be much defensive fire coming in.
There.
So that's them all fired then. Right, we can do shooting and scooting, but I think maybe more relevant is assaulting, eh?
Yes, so...
Right, I'm just arguing too much. So he's going to go in the front of him, but you're still going to be eligible for defensive fire there.
Yeah.
But you will at least have concealment. And he joins.
Yeah.
Right, and then these can he can go that way on.
So can he? Are they within 8 of him if he?
If you assault him,
Yeah.
they're coming in.
Yeah.
You could elect to leave them out and then move him in.
Yeah. So let's do that.
Right. So that will reduce my defensive fire down to this.
Yeah.
Right. Let me see. So 3 from him. 3 hits. Right, and then I can shoot him, and it's not going to worry about concealment. There's one caught. Hold on.
Yeah. So that's
7.
7.
So just 3 on him. I don't think it matters too much. 3 on him. So these away, and then 2 each on the other ones. Gone. And gone.
Oh dear.
Oh, sorry. Right, so I just survived that, but I've still got to motivate, get them back in. Otherwise, it's game over. Right. So, over on the hill, do you want to do any shooting and scooting with your Panzer IVs?
Yes, I think I'll try and shoot the Pz IVs.
I'll give that, I don't mind.
So they'll just be back behind. Yeah.
Okay. Turn 8. US turn 8, start step. Does he get back in? Thankfully he does. And I think that's it for motivations. Oh no, sorry. My wee Jeep finally says, right guys, I'm out here. US turn 8 movement, and I'm feeling a little bit of a chink of light at the end of the tunnel, folks. So on the hill on my side, I'm just going to pull everything back and go a bit defensive, stay out of line of sight. The infantry are going to move up to deal with the last of the scouts, but also get in a position to get some supporting fire for my own attack on the hill in the opposite corner. And over there, with the help of a blitz for the HQ and a tactical move for the platoon, I'm going to keep moving around that hill to get shots onto the Wesps. I want to go for the Wesps here. They're weaker, more vulnerable, and I might be able to kill them more easily than the Panzer IVs. Off with 4 bazookas into that guy, right? Now I'm slow moving, so I need 5s. They're all within command now. Bloody hell.
Yes.
Right, so 3 firepowers. He's a goner. These guys are coming in the hill. So the jumbo that passed its blitz gets 1 hit, and then the other ones who just moved get 2 hits. So it's 1 hit each.
Yeah, they're all 76.
12, yeah. So we straight to firepower. So 2, 3.
Oh, 2 bales.
They're fearless, so they're not even bothered. Oh dear.
Does it matter which way?
Middle one's deed. And I think that's it for shooting over that side. So these 8s, 1 moves, 1 didn't. Oh sorry, 1 doesn't count as moving because it's 4-inch dodge. So that one firing manages to hit twice, and the other one manages to hit twice with a penalty. So it's 4 firepowers. Nice.
He's going to remove the turret.
Right, and then 50 cals onto these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just two hits. So 1 on the Shrek. Oh dear. 1 on the commander, he's away. So your Shrek is now your commander.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Right, so German turn 8, so what try? Rematch?
Yes,
It's the first guy. No.
no.
Yes.
So he's in. Right, so.
That'll be a last stand for them.
Yeah.
But they are fearless, so they're staying. Right. And then
These guys.
infantry unpinning.
So they're not within. So it's just a. Are they 4? They're confident.
Yep, but then last stand as well.
Yes. No. So they all run off.
And that's it for motivations. German turn 8 movement. So Peter's probably wondering first of all, how the hell it got to this, because he was within a couple of firepowers away from winning the game, really. So over on his hill, he's going to outflank my strong frontal armour on the jumbos and get some shots down the side of them there, and then he's going to dash his King Tigers up. He needs to get around that hill really to get any shots on me. Just the way things are, it's quite tight there with the tree line and the hill and his own Panzer IVs, and then he's going to use his HQ to get around the hill to try and finish off my Easy 8s.
German turn 8 shooting. So I'll start over this end, and my one Vesp moved. So normally 4s, 5 for slow firing.
Yeah.
5 for slow firing, and he's going to shoot
The non-jumbo.
a non-jumbo. Yeah, so that's no misses.
Now, that's my HQ and that's a platoon. So what do you want to do?
H.
You shoot my HQ, I can join on. You shoot
Yeah.
them, I can't.
Yeah. But do I want to get rid of here? Yeah, let's go for the HQ.
Right, okay, so 2 of them, what reckon you...
Yeah.
2 of them will be on 5s and
Fives.
1 on a 4.
So the 2 5s.
Right.
And 4. Right, so.
That's terrible. 3 hits. So if I choose to join on, then it's going to be 1 hit each. If I don't choose to join on, he's going to make 3 saves.
So what
He's
you
making
gonna
3
do?
saves.
3 saves.
He's taking 1 for the team. And if you're going to make 3 saves, that's the way you do it.
So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so he's made 3 saves. Side armour 8.
Yes. Okay. So there's no shoots. So it's down to the last shot here.
Right, so that Panther. Just shift that edge, that's behind me. Right, that Panther against him, looking for a 4.
Oh,
3.
no. And that will be my turn.
Any shooting? No, I don't think there's any shooting scooting, is there?
No, I can't shoot.
Right, okay. It's round the clock again, folks, turn 9. US turn 9 movements, so these 8s are going to try and outflank that Panther. Now that's getting to the point of a formation break for the Germans. If I can get that, that would do it. So they're taking a tactical move around the side. The priests are just going to cover the objective in the meantime. The infantry, they're going to move up because they can actually get in a position to fire their bazookas at the Panzer IVs and maybe even assault them. And then my armour is pretty much going to stay put over that side of the field and just take advantage of the full rate of fire. A couple of bazookas, so 3 normally, 4 concealment, 5 for slow firing. Get 1 hit, and I want to target. I don't want to target. I want to target that one. So it's too close.
Do I skirts?
You go to 5, so 5 against 10. You can save.
Can't see.
No. 5, he's away.
So this one.
Yeah. Right, and then this platoon, he's going to target him, and he's going to target the Wisps.
Right. So what are we going first?
Wisps. 1 hit in the Wisp, and then oh, platoon's missed. Right, Oh no, you've come over the hill though.
Yes.
So that's one hit. So it's hit there and hitting him. So that's going to go straight to firepower. Oh, for goodness sake, I can't kill him. Oh no, not good. And then that guy, 12, you can get a bail. Nearly. Bailed again. Right, so my HQ
Was it the guy in the hill?
is going to shoot, but can potentially get both of them, eh? Target the guy in the hill, 2 hits, so one there, one there. So same again.
No. That guy.
No. So the hill and the one below, they're gone.
So there we.
Right. Over here now, there's going to be 4 shots into the side. Now I'm looking for 3s, 4 because of stabilisers.
He's a 4.
Oh, he's veteran.
5s.
2.
2.
So it's going to be straight to firepower.
Yeah. And he's well gone. In the movies, he's really on it.
What have you got left in your formation?
That's maybe it.
Turn 1. So turn summary, US first turn. So not much movement. The scouts have left the mortar there and have moved up to here. Everything else is staying put along here. The only bit of movement was these guys edging up a little bit but staying behind the wood. These guys sticking their necks out a bit to try and nab him. They were able to get 4 shots at him. This guy needing 5s, him needing 6s because of stabilisers. And against him there was concealment. And I managed to get 1 hit. He needed a 13 to bounce it. And he got a 13. Rolled a 6, going on to front armour, 7 for range. So got 1 hit, but he laughed at it. So he's fully operational, and they're going, I hope he can't shoot me back next turn. But anyway, over to Peter for his turn 1, and I'm particularly interested in what the hell these are going to do.
Okay, German turn 1 summary. Movement, I blitzed the Panzer IVs up to
Got
the
5 up.
tree line. The King Tigers just dashed across here to try and support this flank. The Panthers moved over the side to try and get shots at the mortars. And then the half-tracks are just hiding in there. And the scout platoon is just scouting about. Shooting wise, the Panzer IVs shot at the 76s, sneaking out behind the wood, and managed to get a couple of hits and managed to destroy them with bad defensive fire, bad leaving rolls.
I should stress folk with him being I'm a 8 at long range against anti-tank 11. The only thing that can kill him was a 1 or a 2, but I'm on a long running streak of 1s or 2s because I even didn't get the mistaken target to stick 1 on the jumbo.
What else to do? The Panthers shot at the mortars but didn't get no hits.
They did 7s because they got on the ground.
And this one tried to get some infantry but again didn't hit anything. And then the Vesps, we ranged in the mortars but didn't get any hits.
Second attempt.
Yes, so and that'll be it.
Turn 2. US turn 2 summary. So there was no motivations to do. In terms of movement, well, these guys have all run away. They don't stand a chance now, especially as the King Tigers are coming over and I can't roll above a 2. So these 8s, they passed the blitz and they moved over from the hill. 2 of them had to dash just to get behind the wood. That left 2 just in range and line of sight to get a King Tiger on the flank. And other movement was nothing really. The Jeep budged around to the end of that line, but that was it. So in terms of shooting, the 4 dice, looking for 6s with stabilisers, got 1 hit, but he rolled a 4. So at range, that puts him up to a save of 13 against anti-tank 12. The artillery tried to range in and didn't, and the mortars tried to range in and didn't. They were both going for that building there to get the half tracks. The mortars, the best you could get would be a bale, but the mortars save quite comfortably. And that's it, folks. I'm going to stick my neck out to try and get something in this game, and it's getting chopped off.
Turn 2 turn summary. Movement, I didn't move the Tiger 2s, I just turned their turrets. The Panzer 4s didn't move. The Scouts moved up here to behind the station. Some of the Panthers moved across this way to try and get shots at those. And the half tracks just moved out the way of the template. Shooting, the Panzer IV tried to shoot at the infantry, a couple shooting at this house here, but we didn't do any damage. The two Tiger 2s, we managed to hit one of the Easy 8s.
Yeah, 4 dice needing 6s, got 1 hit and passed firepower.
This Panther didn't miss the one Easy 8 that you could see, and then I think everything else either shot at the mortars or the half tracks. Yeah. Didn't get any hits. And then the Vesps did a repeat bombardment and the mortars and managed to kill 2.
I rolled a 1 and a 2 again, believe it or not, folks. And he was bailed out from, I think it was Panther fire actually.
Yes.
So currently there's nothing left there.
I did try a shooting scoop with the King Tigers, but they failed.
But the Panthers you managed to get past just to bunch them up again.
Yes.
Turn 3. US turn 3, turn summary. So starting step, first of all, the surviving half-track legged it. Movement, these 8s got the hell out of there. They can't come forward, it's physically impossible. These guys have got enough anti-tank on them just to blast me to bits. And really just got to even get 1 or 2 hits over 1 or 2 turns, and then I've got no Easy 8s left. So they're just going to have to hide and play boring. The Scouts moved out over there to shoot at half-tracks. So everything else stayed put. In terms of shooting, well, these guys with their 50 cals managed to get quite a few hits, but they all saved. Apart from one, which was a potential bail, but I failed my firepower. My artillery ranged in back there and managed to get 3 hits, but they all saved again. So I'm not really doing anything, folks. I'm just waiting for Peter to come get me and see if we can make a game of this.
Okay, German turn 3 summary, movement. Just move my Scout platoon up there. The Panzer IVs shimmied across. The Tiger 2s moved up slightly. The Panthers all dashed to try and get closer to the objectives. And then these guys moved out of the ranged in marker. Shooting, the Scout didn't shoot at the infantry but didn't do any damage. The Panzer IVs tried to shoot at the half tracks, but again, I don't think I got any hits. This Tiger 2 shot at the
there was a priest, one sticking his backside out,
but no luck there. And then this one shot at the. Did he get? Was it?
Shot at half track. I don't think he got a hit.
No, I don't think he hit. Nothing over here. The Vesps ranged in here, got a number of hits, but only killed one.
Well, killed one guy, which was a Zook.
And luckily managed to get one of the half tracks.
Turn 4. US turn 4 summary, guys. So in terms of motivation, these guys didn't unpin. In terms of movement, they've just edged around the wood a little bit, just so the concealment or the line of sight isn't going to be easily exposed to the advancing nasty King Tigers. Likewise with them, they've moved around because the side of the hill has become invisible, and so have the priests moved up behind that wood there. The Scouts have moved over a little bit. They're just kind of moving back and forward, and there's no shooting, folks, because if I pop my head up, I'll be dead. So the infantry are pinned. So an extremely boring turn 4.
Okay, German turn 4 summary. Movement, the Panzer IVs have just moved over around here. The Scouts didn't move. The King Tigers have just moved. I'm hoping to tempt them out, and bit the covering also from them. So they're moved up there. The Panthers are moving this way towards this objective.
The Panzer Grenadiers, they moved over to support.
Support, and that was all the movement. Shooting, these guys were shooting at the infantry, didn't do any damage. Again, they were shot at the infantry, no damage. They dashed, these three dashed, and he shot at the jeep but missed. And then repeat bombardment with their artillery, and I managed to kill heavy machine gun and a
light machine gun and the platoon command. So that's him lost 3 bases now. One one Zook, one light machine gun, and an ordinary base.
And that's me.
Turn 5. US turn 5 turn summary. So in terms of motivations, they didn't unpin again. In terms of movement, there was a wee bit edging around, and these two moved up to get line of sight on some half tracks. The Greyhounds are going for a crazy charge because they can actually kill Panthers on the side, believe it or not, with a 37 mils. So in terms of shooting then, the artillery, using him as a spotter, ranged in there, third attempt, they just can't range in, and didn't hit anything. The Greyhounds got a couple of hits on the Panthers, but they saved quite easily. Over here, 4 shots managed to get 1 hit, whoops, and a kill. So I've actually killed something, which is something. But that's it, folks. That was a wee bit of a Hail Mary. I was probably better just keeping them back to use against them, but there'll be a turn maybe where they're going to get shot at, and it might just be putting off the inevitable, but I'll try anything just now, folks, because the dice ain't with me.
Okay, German turn 5 summary. Movement. The scout platoon just moved back behind the station. The King Tigers were trying to get across here. They're trying to move this way, but one failed its cross here. So they're over there. The Panthers didn't move. The half tracks just moved out of the range, didn't, or maybe there's one left. And that was all the movement. Shooting. The Panzer IVs were shooting at the half tracks and the infantry. They didn't do any damage, and then they dashed. So they had to shoot at the recon, and we managed to
slaughter them.
We managed to get rid of them, which means I can continue with my advance. The bombardment from the Wesps, I managed to kill another infantry base, which was good. And I think that was that all? That was
I think that's it, yep. Turn 6. US turn 6. Turn summary. So, didn't unpin again, folks. In terms of... but the Jeep stayed. So he's got one more job that he was able to do for me. In terms of movement, these guys have just dashed. Up here, you never know. Obviously, they've got to stay put. Over here I used their easy 8 rule to move up onto the hill, and then in shooting used him to observe, to put a smoke bombardment down, and then 6 shots needing 4s on these guys, and I didn't roll above a 3, guys. It's just a waste of time. This whole game is a waste of time for me, unfortunately. So there was not a lot of chance of killing them because of the side armour 9 at range against anti-tank 12, but I maybe could have done something. And maybe they kept him in the game, but now they'll just turn and then they'll move up, and oh my goodness, it's not going to be good. But at least it'll start bringing things to a conclusion. A rather painful one, but a conclusion.
German turn 6, turn summary. What did I do? Movement, just move scouts around here. The Panzer IVs came across here to try and cover this objective, and the Wesps moved away from any sight over there. King Tigers didn't move, they just turned the turrets to shoot back at the easy 8s. This Panther platoon moved through the smoke to try and get some shots at there. He tried to move, but failed to do his cross-check, and then the half-track, so it's moving up to support. Shooting, the Panthers missed. Oh no, they got one hit, and it ended up with one bail. And then the King Tigers got 2 hits
On 6s, the buggers.
and 6s, and one did firepower and one bailed.
One dead, one bailed. So there's 2 bailed Easy 8s sitting there, and that's it, folks.
Yes. And that was it. This wee scout shot at the bazookas again, but no damage, no hits.
Turn 7. US turn 7. In terms of motivations, the wee Jeep stayed again. These guys unpinned at last. And more importantly, the 2 Easy 8s got back in. So in terms of movement, there was a bit of movement. Oh, lots of movements over here to get shots in on the hill. And then using their Easy 8 move to get flank shots on those Panthers. And then using them as assault guns, the priests moving up to support, potentially fire on them, but also onto the half tracks. So in terms of shooting, over here it was underwhelming again, folks, and I'm needing like forced to hit, and I got 2 hits, 1 dead, 1 bailed, and that was it really. Then over here they managed to get 1 kill, and then the half tracks managed to get a bail, and then over here, I'll come back to that. Over here, those guys got 4 hits at last. Just need 3s there, guys. Actually managed 3s. Killed 2 of them. The priest managed to destroy 2 half tracks. One of them's actually away because 1 died from each.
Oh, all right.
So that would be like a HQ figure there, I think, and then a Shrek figure.
Yeah, survive.
Because your Shrek survived. So 2 destroyed. The Shrek survived. The commander didn't. So he's jumped to another half track. And then 1 got killed from this half track. And then over here, these guys ran over. He managed to get a miss. He managed to miss on the win with Zook. Went in for the assault. 2 hits in defensive fire. They survived it. I hit. He made his save though, but then failed his motivation, and they successfully managed any cross checks to break off. And then I consolidated back to there. So the game's still alive. If motivations don't go Peter's way, he might go away. And then they might not rally. I've just got to hope that, folks, that there's a wee bit of swings and roundabouts in terms of the dice in the game.
German turn 7. Okay, turn summary. Motivations, I got my Panzer 4 back in. I failed to get him back in, but he managed to pass his last stand. The Panther over here,
he passed last stand.
Passed his last stand, and the infantry unpinned. And then movement, I didn't move my Panzer 4s. These moved to try and get shots at this wee guy here. They didn't move. King Tigers moved up here, and the Panther tank went up here to get shot at there, and then HQ moved out here to get shots, and then the infantry moved round here to try and get shots at the...
Faust, 2 Fausts and a Shrek.
Yes. Shooting. What one did the guy did it hit over here?
Yeah, they actually got 2 hits, needing 6s.
Yes, I managed to bail.
Yeah.
Bail him.
Double bailed him actually.
Double bailed him when he passed that, but then they shot at him as well and managed to...
Yeah, you got 2 hits.
Yeah.
1 didn't matter because of the jumbo, another one he failed to save, and they finally succumbed.
Over here, these had 2 shots down here, both missed. Up here, not very good. Both Panthers missed their shots. And then I had 2 Panzerfaust and 1 Panzer Shrek going in here. All I managed to do was to bail this tank. And then I did an assault, which was beaten back by defensive fire.
There was quite a lot in the end, but it's because they're aggressive. It's like playing Soviets.
Yeah.
But he's bailed out. If he doesn't get back in, it's the last stand. If they fail the last stand, it's bye-bye.
Okay.
Turn 8. US turn 8 summary. So in terms of motivations, the critical thing is the Easy 8 over there got back in. In terms of movement, we'll start over here. He blitzed, they moved around to clobber the Wisps. These guys are keeping on moving up, half tracks coming with them. Some of them are being left behind. One Easy 8 used its 4-inch move to get around the side of the Panther, the other one just moved. And then the Priests moved to machine gun, using 50 cals. So starting over then with shooting, those 4 dice all hit, so one dead Panther. They managed to get a couple of hits and kill the command base. 4 bazooka shots, got 3 hits on him, so he was a goner. And over here, well, I needed 4s, I needed 5s. I managed to get 3 hits, but failed firepower, unfortunately. So those guys are fearless, they can easily get back in and then swing around and start doing some shooting in my side. So I've so far managed to hold on to that objective. It's not at all clear I'm going to be able to take that objective, but at least I've stayed alive. Turn 8, German turn 8.
Summary. German turn 8 summary.
Motivations.
Motivation. So over here, one West didn't get in, one did.
Past your last stand though.
And passed the last stand. Over.
The infantry didn't pass the last stand.
They didn't listen.
They unpinned but then legged it.
They ran away, and that was the motivations. And then movement, moved the Panzers up here to get side shots, and I moved this Wesp up here. King Tiger moved up here, and he couldn't get over the hedge. And then I moved the commander up to get a shot at the Easy 8s. Shooting. The Vesp missed. I get 3 shots.
Targeted the HQ.
You get 3 shots with the Panzer forward, but Frank took them all and the HQ, and he saved all 3.
I could have chosen to join the unit, but I didn't. I thought, sod it. If 3 hits, you know. I don't know if you need to declare it before or after, but correct us if we're wrong, folks, but I decided he wasn't going to join, and he made all 3 saves, anti-tank 11 against side armour 8, so I can't complain about the dice that turn.
And then over here, the Panther missed the Easy 8, and that was my shot. Yes.
It's round the clock again, folks, turn 9. US turn 9 turn summary. So in terms of motivations, was there any? I don't think there was. In terms of movement, they came around, full move to get around the side of Panther. The infantry have continued to move up, including some guys getting towards those Panzer IVs. And then they stayed put. So in terms of shooting, one of the Panzer IVs got a... one of the bazookas got a Panzer IV. Then he got a bale, and I think he got a bale. So they two got bales, but then he came in and finished off the survivors. So that platoon's gone. And then over here, they came in and clobbered him on the side. He's a veteran, but still managed to get 2 hits on 5s. So he was a goner. And that broke the formation. Because now all that's left is the Wesps and the King Tigers.
And none of them are actually in the formation.
Right. Right, folks, we're going to do the recap just for the overhead so we can point at things. First of all, Peter, first time using this tank training company. What do you think of it?
I thought it was probably lucky that I survived for so long. I think for a long part of the game, I hadn't had any casualties. And then,
I think one of them was the first to go at some point.
Yes. But once they start taking casualties, then it's not so good. And once they get up close with Panthers, if I allow you around the side, it's not so good. And I could maybe have been a bit more cautious. I was maybe a bit too gung ho.
I think you had, well, you know, for the sake of getting a win, you had to be gung ho. And like in this game, in this mission, you're not going to win just by holding on to your objective, so you have to go for it.
Yeah.
It's like I've gone for it. I didn't swing my guys over to try and protect that objective. I thought,
yes.
go for it. And I think this was a classic game of two halves. To begin with, I stuck my neck out early, which is usually the wrong thing to do, but you've got to get a game on. It went badly. My guys should have saved against those hits at long range and didn't, and then the King Tiger started dominating, so I had to defend. But when I got my chances, like 6 shots on your King Tigers and even 4s, and I rolled like 3s and 2s and 1s, I was like ready just to chuck the dice out the window at that point. But then when you came up over the hill with your Panthers and then your King Tigers adding in, and it just ended up with a dead and 2 bailed, and then I got back in, and then I survived the assault. So sometimes you have to take the pain to get the win, but that was just so painful, guys. Probably painful for Peter. Painful for Peter, painful for me, but I hope it isn't so painful for you guys watching. As far as this American formation goes, well, I don't have a lot of American stuff in my collection. I'm not going to get a big American collection. So it's using what you see here, either swapping in and out Persians with easy 8s. That's the sort of kind of option I've got, or going for an infantry type list. And it's very fragile. If it does start losing tanks, 1 or 2 tanks from a platoon of 4, and that's one of your 2 tank platoons, you really start to lose hitting power. And against the gun line, it's awful, because it's all not 17 pounders, it's all the 76 mils, which have got no HE. You know, so against the gun line, it's terrible. Against these guys, once I was able to get in close, it was ideal, because being aggressive, I could move around the side, and these guys, because you had to come right up to see me, and that's why I stayed there, I could use my 4-inch dodge
To get around.
Yeah. But anyway, that was one hell of a game. The first of our Berlin German games. We'll have to see when we can get another one in. That Berlin German, that's the last Flames of War release this year, so there won't be any new books. Maybe gives a chance to catch up on painting.
Yeah, so you end up you're lagging behind the books with your painting. You're just catching up, and then releasing other books.
And then you go and buy something else new, and I get the core stuff done for that, and then leave all the other stuff. So hopefully we can get a bit of catch up for painting. I've got so much I want to do in my British, and we'll maybe get a bit of variety in the year. It won't just be new releases that we're covering, but hopefully we'll get more Berlin German in. This is an interesting information, but there's other interesting information where you can be careful. You maybe don't get quite as much, or the quality of what you choose isn't going to be quite so good. Not Panthers, but maybe Panzer IVs, but there's a lot of interesting combinations. But anyway, folks, from one very pained player to another very pained player, and to you guys, thanks for watching. As always, thanks for subscribing, thanks for dropping in, if that's what you do from time to time. If you hit the subscribe button, it will help us build the channel, and if you hit the bell button, we'll definitely see you all on the next one. Cheers, folks.